Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, how you going?
This is Gray. I'm Aaron. Nice to meet you. Today we're just going to do a quick, brief chat about where we've come from and why we do what we do. So we're both PTs. So, Gray, if you want to go first, my man.
Yeah, sure. Hi guys, my name's Gray. I'm 35 years old and I've been in the service in the army for the last 13 years, full time. Love my job, and towards the end of it, starting to get over it, and decided to pick up this skill set. The reason why is I went through a bit of depression towards the end of my army career, purely because I'm no longer finding satisfaction in what I'm doing. And reflecting back, thinking back, one thing that made me happy every time I consistently doing it was weight training, or in the gym when I was making progress with my physical looks. So, you know, knowing that, I decided to give this a proper go. And so, end of last year, I moved up to Townsville because I've lived up here for the last 10 years, and I love this state. I love this environment, so I decided to come up here and give it a go. And here I am, 1 year later. Almost a year, and I've not only made a transformation for my clients successfully, I've also made a major transformation with myself, which I had to know exactly how this business transformation, physical business work. So yeah,
Perfect.
On to you, Aaron.
Cool, man. Perfect. And you're competing in 1 week?
Yes, so my debut will be actually this Saturday, the Mackay Show. So going down there for my very first competition. So never ever done this before. Like I said, 12 months ago, I was out of shape, depressed, sad, just generally not a happy person. And I said to myself, you know, I need to do something about this. It's not healthy mentally. It's draining and take me to a very dark place. Which a lot of us, I believe, are going through each every day. For me, this is what you know, saved me and pulled me out of that dark place. So yeah.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, I guess my background, I've always sort of been into weight training since I was in high school, but I sort of got into a bad way after uni. I went into a few very high stress jobs, probation and parole, child safety. I became a very weathered smoker for a little while there, smoking 20 ciggies a day, and I'd get into, not good. I was drinking about 3 energy drinks a day, full sugar, 500 mils, Orange Mothers were my favorite. And I was very overweight. I was well over the 100 kilo mark at that point. So I would get chest pains when I ran. I used to play a bit of basketball, and I would get migraines probably 3 or 4 times a week. In which case, to prevent a migraine, I would probably go through 6 or 8 ibuprofen a day, which is, if you know what that does to the stomach, it's not good. It's not good at all. But there came a point, I was smoking, getting migraines. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, look, she checked my blood pressure, and it was extremely high. I think it was 180 over 90 consistently. I went back a few days in a row, and she said, look, you're 23 years old, and I'm gonna have to put you on blood pressure medication, and I've never done this to someone your age. I've never had to put them on blood pressure medication. So that was a life-changing realization for me. I was 23 years old and on my way to cardiovascular disease, or already having cardiovascular disease with high blood pressure. So yeah, I made the change and I decided to overhaul my life. That was the low point, and I quit my job. About 2 weeks later, I took measures to quit smoking. I overhauled my nutrition. So once I worked on smoking for about 4 weeks. Once I started to get that under control, I started working on my nutrition, getting that under control, and then I started working on my exercise. I already did weights here and there, so that wasn't an issue. It was more doing some higher intensity or working up to cardiovascular fitness. So over the course of 1 year, back in 2011, I think it was, I lost 31.5 kilos over that 1 year period and drastically improved my health. I got taken off blood pressure medication. I began training to be a PT because I felt like going through this process could very much help people in a similar situation. And before I started it, I didn't know if I could do it. And I feel like having done it, it can sort of give hope to other people and assist them through that same transformation process. So
Sure. That sounds exactly how I felt about the whole process. At the start, it was a bit skeptical for me to be a PT because from what I've seen, what I've heard, there's a lot of bad stories where a PT is purely there for the money, for the dollar sign on your top of your head as a client. They don't actually really care about the process, the journey you go through. I want to make sure, firstly, I can transform myself and able to, able to preach what I talk about, or walk the walk. So therefore, that's why I've put myself through this whole transformation thing over a long period of time. And this is where I'm at the moment. What I do want to, myself and Aaron want to talk about today is why should someone hire a PT? Whether it's a person that had past experience in the gym or a brand new person that just walked into the gym, want some sort of fitness improvement. Why would they want to hire PT? And what's the difference between the good PT or qualified PT that actually produce results and someone that's purely there just going through the motion to get income, weekly income, or whatever it is.
So Gray, what are your thoughts on what are some major distinctions between a good personal trainer or coach and one that may not be so good, in your opinion?
Okay, firstly, I believe a good PT will always sit you down first before they even sign you up. So for instance, if a client came to me, potential client came to me and say, hey, I want to train with you. This is how I will pay whatever the price you're asking for. I will not straight away go, yeah, no worries, come in tomorrow, this is when we're going to start it, this is how much it's going to cost. I will always sit down with them first to find out a little bit about them, okay? So their background, their past experience with exercising, how long had the breaks been from being physically active, their restrictions, physical restrictions, if there's any. Everyone's different, so you need to have this information inside of you, and therefore you can come up with a plan, strategy, how to to work with that client. Everyone's at different level of fitness, so you need to know that information first.
So a good sort of pre-screening process,
sure,
and a good finding out behind the scenes what they want,
yes,
what their abilities are,
yes,
that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Absolutely, I fully agree. Yeah, awesome.
Now, once you're there, the first few sessions, clients want results. Sure, they do want results. But however, you don't go crazy with them in their first couple of sessions just to show them or just to indicate to them that you can smash them. All right, so that's a turn off for a lot of people.
It's quite like smashing someone's not a difficult thing, is it?
No,
really?
It's not at all. You wanna be able to show them that you are actually care about what they're doing, want to gradually build that progress with them. It's not a matter of a week, 2 weeks, 8 weeks, or 12 weeks, okay? This is me. I don't hardly ever talk about these weekly challenges, okay? 8 weeks, 12 weeks challenge. I want to work with people that want a long-term investment progress. Okay?
And really, there's no point in doing an 8 week or 12 week challenge if it's just gonna 12 weeks done. That's me done. You're just gonna fall back into old habits. Guaranteed.
You will switch off. Okay. You will switch off and go, oh God, I'm finally finished that. I finally got there. It's like doing a marathon or whatever,
Yeah.
and you finally cross that line. You're like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
That's a good-
I can go relax now.
I like that analogy.
It doesn't actually work like that with when it comes down to your own health. Okay, you let go. Guess what? You let go. You go back to your normal self in about, okay, it won't take a week or two. It will take months for you to go back and start gaining that extra weight back on from not eating correctly first, and then secondly, if you stop exercising, it'll come back even quicker. Okay, so
I think I'll just add there, Greg.
Yeah,
like
sure.
in the past, I have sort of been sucked into this trap of these 8-week and 12-week challenge mindsets, and I think part of when I was and I think this sort of separates a good from a bad PT in a way as well. When I first started, I used to love 8-week challenges. I used to love the fact that, you know, you could smash people for 8 weeks and they could make some amazing transformations in 8 weeks.
Sure.
But the problem was, so for the first year and a half of me being a PT, I would see my clients, those first clients I worked with over an 8-week challenge, maybe a year or two down the track, and they would be exactly the same as when they started.
Sure.
Or in more cases worse.
Yeah.
In more cases worse than they started. And that was a learning curve for me as a personal trainer and an eye-opening situation. And I think a lot of PTs fall for that trap as well.
Yeah.
But I think the more experienced or the better PTs understand that that's not helping people.
No.
That's not helping people.
No.
So
You want to. The way I want to do this is to teach people how to able to control themselves daily, not once in a while. Okay, I'm going to eat clean because I put on this amount of fat or whatever. You got to be able to control this daily. It's like put a different way perspective. If you were to say have a job that give you income, there's certain things you need to do within that job for you to continue to work there. Otherwise, if you don't keep it up to date or satisfy your employer, guess what? They're gonna fire you.
yeah.
Because you're not pulling your weight.
Yeah.
So that's a responsibility there, accountability we're talking about. You have, for the employer, you have to performance. You're judged based on your performance. So why would it be any different when it comes down to your own health? And here, the trick part is not the trick part, but like this is your own health. You're working for someone else. You're able to perform at that high standard. When it comes down to yourself, why would you be so not taking care of yourself? Like be on top of it. You should always worry about yourself first. Everything else comes second. When you're 100%, when you're feeling good, able to look at yourself and say, far out, I look good, I'm happy with what I am. Guess what? Everyone else around you gonna get that vibration, and you're gonna pass that positive energy out, and then and
it's definitely it's a bit of a cliche sort of saying, but you have to love yourself before you can love other people.
Correct.
And but it's so true. Like
Correct.
if you aren't confident yourself, and if you aren't happy with yourself mentally and physically, then how can you perform well at your job? How can you be happy in a relationship? You just can't. You need to sort out yourself first, and then spread the love, as they say.
So for someone, a lot of people I interview, a lot of them will say, okay, they want to do it, but they financially cannot afford it. Sure, some of them are financially strapped, but I'm sure there are also a small percentage of people that actually skeptical about the whole PT because you haven't been whether you had a bad experience or you just don't believe that part of our business. That's fine, but end of the day you have to look at it. Hang on a second, I can maybe give this a go, maybe say a couple of weeks and see how you go with this trainer. Okay, every trainer is different, different style, different personality, and everything. You cannot judge a book by its cover. So it's the same goes to us trainers. Okay, so maybe give it a go and see how you like it. If you see results, or if you're feeling okay, you can connect with that trainer, vice versa, then maybe PT is for you. Instead of just go, no, because of my past bad experience, let's just cut it away. But PT is definitely going to help you to go a lot further. Even myself, okay, I'm doing comp, which is a lot of commitment and everything. I hire a coach to help me get to that level, that competition level. I'm not able to do it on my own. No way. I cannot look at myself and go, okay, I'm at this stage. I need to get to the next stage. I'm going to get there now. I need a second pair of eyes to give me that honest opinion whether I'm progressing or not. So,
someone who's been through the
Correct.
process and been there, done that as
Yeah,
well.
sure.
The
So-
role definitely helps.
So yeah, so that's where we're at. Yeah.
Just to touch on that too,
Yeah.
Gray. Going back to sort of my transformation where I lost 31 kilos, 31.5 kilos. It's I in hindsight, I wish I had guidance
Yeah.
from someone who's knowledgeable in that area, because when I first lost that 31.5 kilos, in hindsight, I look back on it with the knowledge that I have now and the experience I have now, and it's like, holy shit, I went to some very extreme measures to do that, and I probably, like, metabolically, I might have done some damage back then that I could have avoided.
Sure.
I probably wouldn't. I probably lost a bit of muscle.
Yeah.
Or a fair bit of muscle mass. I
Yeah.
lost a lot of strength
Yeah.
over that year.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that could have been heavily avoided
Sure.
if I had proper guidance. And it's the value of proper guidance it's priceless. It really
Correct.
is priceless. If you get a good trainer, and it just makes such a difference.
Make a such difference, make your whole journey easier,
Mm-hmm.
more enjoyable, not a chore like, oh my God, I've got to go get another smash session out of this guy. You're actually looking forward to go to that session because you know you're going to get something out of it. On top of that, the trainer will, probably remind you checking up on you, how you're tracking and all that sort of stuff. Just
The accountability.
Yeah, accountability, all that sort of stuff. So, and most importantly, you want to be with a trainer that's able to been through that journey himself, or her, him, whoever, or whatever. Okay, not someone who just claims that they've been there. Have a look at their, credential or past history. I'm sure all trainers nowadays, fitness industry, they all have some form of social media outgoing at the moment. Have a look at their past and see for yourself. Don't just go by, okay, I've done this, I've done that, by the trainer's word of mouth, and you actually go do a bit of research yourself. And that's the best way to,
For sure. Cool, man.
All right, so I think this is our very first collaboration, video, and there will be weekly videos, vlog coming out to you guys, and we want to focus on topics like the fitness industry, and also a bit of mental health as well. Okay, it goes hand to hand, the whole fitness, health, and mind, mental issue we're dealing with in today's society. It's more than just a physical transformation; it's a mental, mind transformation as well. So, anything else you want to add?
I guess, guys, because this is our first video, any feedback is welcome. Please give us feedback.
Yes.
Of course, we're both pretty new to the whole videoing thing, so we'll be aiming to improve and hone our skills as we're going along. So, any feedback's welcome, positive and or negative.
Yes, definitely.
So, stay tuned.
All right.
We'll hit this up.
Catch you next week.